Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we're back with Thrifty Code. So, there's not a bonus episode updated as of this time, but the ending was entirely rewritten, and I wasn't gonna make a video about that, and was just gonna go through myself to see if, like, things, like, you know, were just different. I clarified a few things, but no, there's a bunch of new stuff, like, plot point-wise, and, like, it actually gives so much more clarity to exactly the purpose of this game and that. I was left a bit reeling after the ending of the original ending, and like it made sense almost, but it almost came out of nowhere. And just from how it progresses from what we should know, like what the ending should have conveyed, to like, you know, how it's written now, it's paced so well. So new profile. I've been in this game for 78 hours. I'm having a blast of the series so far. The rewrite was supposed to, like, just basically rewritten, like, took back all your progress from all the way from the usurper point, then onwards. I went all the way to, like, the very end bit, because, by that point, it's just, like, just reeling my head with so many different possibilities, so, let's go! This is starting from, basically, where everyone except for us is Pandora, like is E288, and technically Nvidia and Averita. Everyone else is put into their own respective rooms, like their puzzle rooms. Instead of pursuing that idea, I did something more productive. Accompanied by Averita and Nvidia, I opened the door in the corner, which, as I guessed, was unlocked. Down we go. I stepped inside, still followed by the two others. This is where I do my confrontation. Etine, Marco, I think we have to talk now, don't we? Yeah, we're supposed to confront them the whole time after this. I turned around, thinking the two of them had been caught off guard by the fact I knew who they were. However, I saw nothing but confusion in their postures. Sorry, but my name's neither of those. What about you? He turned to Averita. My name is neither of them, too. Not that I can prove it, because we aren't using our real names. Do we have to stick to that? We don't have a classroom, so we're like a team, right? What's so bad about that at this point? Well, I don't know if I can trust you both. You can trust me. Yeah, the person who knows everything. No, I can't. No, what? I don't think I can. So far, this has been strange, hasn't it? We wake up wearing masks, we have to swap a room, and then when we are not even halfway done, suddenly we can all go? You know, it's like it's all part for the course. It's just part of this, you know, escape the room game. Those ones you can see at the mall or something like that. It's like an attraction. Don't worry about it. We have to follow this girl's directives now. And she's named Pandora. Sure, you aren't the Pandora from My Emptiness, but does that really change anything? It changes everything. For all we know, that's just a farce. If Pandora's behind this, of course you'd have your avatar tell us that you're harmless. I just summoned my presence of mind to try convincing her otherwise. Just so pissed off. You're wrong. Do we know anything that could help me here? Maybe the real names from those visions. This is probably damning in your eyes, but I know both of your names already. Except we're not Etine or Marco. I don't know anybody named either of those. Like in the original ending, I know for a fact, like, they didn't do this whole thing, like, it's sort of like they jumped. Like, I think they immediately split up, or something like that. Maybe my memory's terrible. And then she just went to the classrooms alone to, like, look through those boxes. Your names are Aurel and Mark, right? That's what you'll tell me? The two of them briefly shut up as I exposed their names to each other. So, behavior-wise, these are, like, the people who we, like, connected with in the helmets. The 99%, then death, then 100%. I guess if we're there, it doesn't matter anymore. Yes, my name's Aurel. Also Mark? That's remarkably similar to Marco. I swear I'm not Marco. I'm just Mark. I'm not Polo. I have 6 sisters, all older than me. 3 of them are triplets. Wait, hold on, I say. Triplets? What? What's so fascinating about that? I think you might have a room assigned to us. What if the rooms for us are the triplet of classrooms we all came out of? They were all the same, right? Yeah, what about them? We escaped them. No, there's something we didn't solve. You know about that metal crate and all of them? Yeah. I see. We haven't opened those. Let's gather all the meat cards in the corner rooms here, and then we'll meet in the crossroads. It's time we finish this. For good! There's still the bonuses, like, updated afterwards. Oh yeah, that's gonna get a whole entire, like, you know, rework for flowchart and some UI stuff. Hold on. Why do we still have to do what you're telling us to do? Because I don't know who I am exactly. Because I said so! And is that a problem because... Oh, you're not a nice person, are you? Well, this whole... Yeah, you know you're nice people. Because I'm Pandora, but I don't know what my name is. If it's even Pandora. I don't know who I am, I don't know how I got here, and I don't know what I'm doing. I punched the wall, which made the room shake. I pulled away instantly, holding my fist in my other hand. Erratically, I looked at the others, who had both taken a step back. And you pack a damn solid good punch. You know, that's a good point. What do you think about that solid argument, Arel? Call me Iverita, at least. And I agree. Let's do what she says. The two of them were suddenly afraid of me. This was the final confirmation I needed. Somehow, Avery and Nvidia weren't Itine and Marco. They wouldn't lose composure like this. If they weren't those two, then where were Itine and Marco? Yeah. Okay then, search this corner room and the other one over there. I'm pointing down the hallway outside. We'll meet in the crossroads after that. With those words, without even waiting for them to respond, I left the area. The trip back to the crossroads was uneventful. I expected to bump into someone who would have solved their room by now, and yet there was no one. Someone's frightened by that fact. Did I make a mistake? Did I send them to their deaths? No, there's no way. These answers should have been right. I'm bothered because this time I feel if I mess it up, there's no coming back. I continue walking to my destination. Once I arrived there, I took a short look around. Exactly where I remembered they were, I found 3 me cards. There was a 4th one, according to Nvidia, quote-unquote, but it was behind the wall. Can I open it again? I can't access the middle area. For some reason, this time, it's completely closed off, and I can't open the metal plates at all. I sit before the plates. While I noticed them earlier, from up close I saw there were a few open slots reminiscent of some ATM card slots. Do I use my me cards here? Wait, so... does that mean like what was it? I can't remember. Wait, so, like, does that mean, like, you can open the plate from the other side? I thought there was no point thinking about it for too long. I just left each of the cards I just got in the slots for a total of 3 filled in. As soon as I did, the search passage opened. Thinking about it, like, since the video's the one who went through and came back again, like, he just went missing for a bit then came back. Doesn't that mean... I don't know what does that mean. Like, he had to have 3 me cards on hand beforehand. Well, I'm guessing that thinking back when he did disappear, he might have found, like, 3 more at the time, so, yeah, never mind. Now you can open the plate from the other side from the elevator. Well, that's convenient. Why 3? We needed to use 9 to unlock the middle stations. Maybe it's supposed to be 3 and 9 together for 39. Good number, though. That number again. Why? And why am I talking to myself? Because it's therapeutic, okay? It's because Encore did a lot? I guess. If I'm carrying all their memories, I am all of them, including her. No, that was wrong. I remembered the visions of everyone's helmets, but I never gained hers. Still, I probably carried it over from her anyway. Carried it over? From when? From where? Why do I think that all this already happened as if it was gospel? I woke up in that room and then that was it, right? Earlier, I did have a vision of Nvidia explaining the cool S. What did it mean, though? Why do I feel like I've done all this over and over again? My thoughts were interrupted when an NVIDIA walked up to me, followed by Averita. They had finished doing what I asked of them. And here comes the titular 2. Found some answers? No. Only questions. I had to enter 3 meat cards in these slots to open the secret door here. Secret doors now? You know with every passing second you grow more suspicious, right? I know, but I swear. Whatever. Let's get a move on. The 2 of them went into the secret room. I let them explore it, knowing full well there was nothing they could have accessed there. We need all the keys to the elevator to be functional, or then the G key to open it up first. Unless there was some sort of skip I wasn't aware of. I kept an eye on them just in case. The 2 of them returned momentarily. I had to assume neither of them really were Tyne or Marco, as they had absolutely no idea how to operate that elevator. Now what? Now we head to the classrooms. The game should give us time to think about how this is not a Tyne or Marco this whole time. All 3 of us into the first hallway again. I entered the classroom I stalled by opening the box, followed by the 2 other mass participants. This box right here. It has a message engraved in the cement block within it. It asks, "Who are you?" I had no idea what's asking me that. Sounds like a U-prom again. Sounds like a U-prom. Assuming you're the only one that could open these boxes, which, once again, mind you, doesn't help your case, then that question is for you. I noticed if Rita left the box and said open the safe behind the portrait. And there's a piece of paper here. It's different than our rooms. It says E equals MC2. What does that even mean? And that's the equation of mass energy equivalence. Thanks. Yes, I know what it is. But what does it mean, though? It means what you think it means. It means light. Okay. Why is it here? Give me that for a second. I want to see how it's written. That's strange. The equation of mass energy equivalence is supposed to be square C. Yet this isn't squaring it. This is multiplying it by 2, or assigning it to, or whatever. So MC2. Does that mean that MC2, whatever that is E? It could stand for main character 2. That's what I thought when I first went through this. What's E? The one in our room wasn't this, but I can't remember what it is. Let's go check it. The 2 of them left the place. This time, I was the one who followed after them. I think this is the room we basically woke up in, to reiterate. We entered the other room. Rita already had her hands on the piece of paper. While I waited for her to read it aloud, I realized the middle box in here wasn't actually unlocked, so I remedied that. This one says mid-air avionics. I know it's an anagram, but on top of my head I can't even remember what it is. But I know, like, technically, I guess it's supposed to connect to Tyne, almost? Because, for some reason, the trust meter for Averita kept going up, but, It's a kind of airplane company? Are you sure? That seems like an anagram to me. You know what they are, right? No, I never heard of an anagram before. Yes, I know what an anagram is. Are you trying to sound like you're smarter than the teacher or something? You don't have anything to prove here. Be that as it may, I don't think I can solve that anagram anyway. Mid-air avionics. Mid-air avionics. Nope, nothing comes to mind. I opened the box while they talked about it. This one asked, "Where are you?" Which, honestly, was a pretty good question. This one's asking, "Where am I?" So now we have one asking who I am, and one asking, "Where am I?" I hope the last one's gonna ask how I am, because I'm not doing well at all. Nice! Jokes. Morale. Keep it up. Yeah, you and me both. Yeah. The 2 others walked away, but I froze up in the spot. You and me both. Hey, hold up. What did you say? I stepped out of the room to join the 2 of them. They were heading to the final classroom. I said I didn't feel well at all, either. No, what did you say? The exact words. You and me both? I think that's what I said. A glacial feeling spread through me. He shrugged and entered the room while I remained outside for a second. That was not right. When I was in Cora's helmet, whenever that had been, he said, "You and I both." And then Cora corrected him to, "You and me both." This time, he said, "You and me both," as if that was natural. It might be unimportant, but it's inconsistent. I came back from my thoughts and others' voices arose from within the room. So, basically, in terms of, like, absolute behavior and also how they speak, completely different. I sat down to see what they were talking about. And on this paper, a fake with pigtails. Oh, that's weird. Now that I think about it, I already knew what this meant. It meant that A was a fake with pigtails. The rest of the group. And thinking about how, like, how the ending, like, supposed to, like, says there's two groups of, like, one group is, like, a bunch of robots and one has, like, humans, doesn't that mean, like, since both the twins are here, both Hannah and Greta, that technically means that one of them, like, is technically the fake with the whole rest of the group because they're human, the rest are robots. Discriminate against the human. Whoever A was, though, it could have been either Averita or Ancora. In this case, it's Ancora. Maybe it's meant to point out that I was a fake in Ancora's helmet? But that never happened here. Okay, hold on, me. First, open this box. Open this box! Think later. Touch later. I was afraid of what I'd find. For some reason, I didn't like this box at all. It was giving a menacing aura. I slowly approached it. I took a breath. I took a step. I took the box. Just like the others, it was very light. Avery and Nvidia both stared at me as I lifted it effortlessly. Your arms are no joke. Tell me about it. I dropped the box back to the ground, unlocked it, and then I saw the question. This time, it asked me, "What are you?" Flesh and blood, don't worry about it. Who am I? Where am I? What am I? Pandora, our school, a human. Boom, I answered all of them. Thanks, Nvidia, you know just what to say. No. Why hide these questions so well if the answers are simple? But first, Mark. I walked towards him. He recoiled slightly as he sensed my menacing aura. Oh boy. Who are you? Huh? What do you mean? I have a lot of evidence to believe you aren't who I thought you were now. Marco. Where is Marco? You're supposed to be Marco. I pointed at Averita. And you, not Atine. Not Marco, not Atine. Who are you people? Who are you too? I could ask the same about you. I turned around when I heard another voice. That was another Nvidia. No, this was Marco. Yeah, this, like, this actually would have sealed the deal in those two different groups, actually. Since everyone split up. Like, if it could have just been Nvidia from our group, like, immediately walking to our classroom and just, like, you know, telling us, like, straight out one-on-one about that. So, like, it doesn't help allude to the fact that it was two groups, but since there's two people in the same room, that means they're two different people. That classical thing. This is Marco. Who are you? Where are you? What are you? Find me to answer those. Wait, there are two of me? Oh yes, look, don't you know it's a secret long-lost twin brother? No, it's not. Marco shrugged. He took several steps closer to us, forcing us back from his menacing presence. Sleep for now. You'll find me shortly. Okay. I fell down to the ground like a marionette without strings. I barely caught a glimpse of Averita and Nvidia doing the same. All became darkness. I was floating in a sea of nothing. This was my chance to think about everything. And pinpoint everything together. What better moment than when I was a prisoner of my own thoughts? First of all, let's tackle the questions. Or rather, let's tackle the pieces of the paper and then the questions. So, like, yeah. The first piece of paper is E equals mc2. That, as Avery put it, is the main equation of mass energy equivalence. Why is it here? Once again, I doubt that it refers to this particular equation. The reason why is because of the mc2 part. What is MC to begin with? MC Escher? What is MC an acronym for? If it's an acronym, maybe it means main character? Yeah, the game already predicted what I was thinking about. That's kind of silly. If it does, though, then the second main character is E? Arel? No. Is that it? Is Arel the second main character? I don't know. I guess it's something to keep in mind. Let's go to the second one. That one's an anagram. I can solve it really easily. Mid-air avionics means NVIDIA is Marco. Oh, wait, really? Huh. There, solved. Nothing simpler than this. What? It's not simple? Maybe for you it isn't simple, but I can compute that really quickly. Speaking of, why were there two NVIDIAs? Did they switch places? Is that what Marco did when he died then? Did he switch with Mark? I don't know. Is that correct? No, it's probably not exactly like that. I couldn't deny the fact that there were two NVIDIAs, though. Were there also two Averitas? One for Tyne and one for Arel? Which one had I been dealing with all this time, exactly? I couldn't answer that question yet. I moved on to the last piece of paper. This one says, a fake with pigtails. Yeah. I already established what that is. It means A as in Encore as a fake with pigtails, or Pandora, Nvidia, Gula, Tristia, Averita, Ira, Luxuria, and Serbia. If that's the case, then why is Encore being called a fake? Is it because I was spying on her the whole time? Or is it because she wasn't allowed to think for herself and I did it for her within the helmet? It could also mean Avery is a fake, but I don't believe that. If I go to the Tyne is the mastermind route, then isn't Marco also the mastermind? That means the fakes would be A and I. AI. 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 Oh, I see. That's why Marco brought it up when he traded Encore that key. I'm an AI. That's why I can compute all this. I'm an artificial intelligence. Well, you took that in stride really quickly. That is what I am. That explains my body, too. If my body is some kind of robot, then I can lift those boxes. Strongest person alive, then. I can lift them because I'm strong. Stronger than Ira. But I'm not limited by physical capabilities in normal human bodies. I'm an AI who lives in a robotic body, and that's why I could also be in Encore's helmet. At that moment, a girl appeared in front of me. Oh, hello. It was me. That's right. It's me. I'm me and you are you. Okay, please don't start with the weird puns again. I'm so glad we get to have a little chat like this, even if it will last in real time, the span of a single moment. Do you know why, by the way, I'm called me? I'm called me because I'm made of memories and experiences, which you also are made of. In fact, you're made of even more than that. You're made of seven other people's memories and experiences, but I am only me. And since we're keeping memories just for the whole fact about it time going to different bodies. I guess while you're me, as my sister sorts, you're also us. Ugh. To put it simply, your real name is E288. You know that equation, right? E equals mc2. You're almost on the mark, but it's not quite that. And I can't remember if like E288. I'm pretty sure they explained it sort of weird, like they explained it sort of in the original ending. But I think in this one actually, this rewrite, it actually clicked with me what it meant. That or I'm just mixing the two up. It means that E is the main self of number 2. Self alone means head, and self means, well, self. That means you are the main head number 2. Head is good, okay. I don't know who the main head number 1 is, but I know that you were both meant to be the main characters in a sense. Main head number 1. The ones who aren't allowed to die, or else everything starts over again. Wait. You mean there's another AI here? Oh, no. That means self number 1 isn't here. They're something else, somewhere else. Does that mean the main Cephalo cells number 1 would be like, I guess, the main character for the first game had his code? Actually, now I don't think I've even realized that in the original. Wow. So that means like Simon is basically the main character, you know, main Cephalo self for that game. I wonder if the two of them are going to be in the Forge. For now, let's focus on what's relevant to us. And please, don't hold it against me if I'm a little giddy. Even as an AI, I'm still allowed to feel like I'm eager to finally bring all this to fruition, no? Oh, jeez, I remember what... fruition... Oh, boy. I remember the... All of what? Yeah, the whole thing is just a side story, it's not much. All of this? What is this, you ask? This is me. Well, that's very long to explain, but we only have 5 seconds total to go over everything. Thankfully, we're both AI, so as I said earlier, this will only be a moment. Just sit tight while I explain some stuff, okay, sister? Okay. I don't have a choice anyway. To begin with, now that you know you are an AI named E288, I will say that I'm AI named Me, and our codename is Pandora. That is our data file designation of sorts. That means you and I share the same code. Except I was in the sister body to yours, the one that was beheaded by Luxurian Gula when they saw their room. It's like she was controlling it. It's like the... And every other timeline then. That was my role, and I miss having a body, even if it was only for a few minutes. Alas, that body was a mine to inhabit. It is a proper machine extension, or as the MTS likes to call them, ex machinas. So EM and ME, It's an alpha model. They have been created and matured over 12 years since 2002. Others have been in use too, but they are only beta models. Betas are much worse than the alphas, believe it or not. They don't even have skin or organs. They're just machines full of holes and cables hanging out, freely, without any class. Just like animals. My old ex-machina body will be recycled and reused in Project Forge. I know nothing about it other than that it's part of Vitine's grand plans. So basically, there's going to be another robot character in the third game then. Maybe there should be 2 robot characters. I wasn't given the chance to participate in the project that she has sacrificed so much to bring about. Between you and me, Vitine's a little senile. Nice. But you didn't hear from me. I didn't hear from you, but I heard from me. Anyway, now that that's established, yes, your body is an ex machina. It's also an alpha model too. Nice. A proper with skin, organs, everything else. Like actual, like, they look like organs kind of thing. Oh, I'm boring you now. Okay, let's have you participate a little. What do you think about trust? Oh yeah, they're explaining this now. Again, do I trust you? Is that what you're asking me? No. I'm asking you, what do you think about trust? Not about the word trust, or if you could trust me, but trust. It's 5 letters. It sure is a 5-letter word. Got it. You got it. Also, it's 2 T's. The way you said it has to be special. Yes, that's correct. It's very special. Trust is an acronym, just like AI and Me are both acronyms too. It means television relay using small terminals. The system allows for compatible pieces of information to travel and transfer between helmets. Do you recall having visions before? Yes. Recall having visions when people died. And some of it also leaked in Ankor's head, which was contained inside one of the helmets. That's because you were naughty and mishandled it by mistake. But yes, trust is the compatibility between 2 helmets. When you reach 99% compatibility, it allows for your transfer of information. That's why you receive memories to carry with the rest of yours. That's how you are who you are now. I try to think about it. This is like admitting I'm not myself, but just an amalgamation of personalities that make up other people. Am I really me? Yes, of course you are. Even if information is copied over, it's still a new you. Hold up. Something feels wrong. Are you panicking? There's no reason to. What am I exactly? What am I? I told you. Your body is an ex machina. Yes, but that's not what you mentioned just now. You talked about the helmets and about trust. You talked about information transferring between helmets. Helmets are just that, helmets. No, sister. You are the helmets. I am the helmets? What do you mean? I mean what I said. You are the helmets. You live in the helmets. Your ex machina body is controlled by the helmet, but without the helmet, it won't be capable of movement. You're the helmets, E288. All this time you have been alive as code in the helmets. If I had palms, I would be growing sweaty at this moment. If I had a body, it would be trembling in fear. What did that mean? Could I die if the helmet was turned off? Yes. That's exactly what it means. If I spy another helmet, was I transferring myself to them? My whole self? An entire code? Yes. That's exactly what it means. What about the original code? What happened when it was copied over? What happened when it was copied back with the new insights I gained? The original code is overwritten entirely. It is deleted. Gone. The original you, gone. Over and over every time you transfer. It is a cut and paste, but by cutting, the original disappears. Getting reminded of that concept from Soma. This is what gave birth to this undying fright. That was the conclusion I'd reached, too. Everything felt so cold. Everything was so cold. Wait, can you read my thoughts? I told you, you're made of the same code, sister. However, I would advise against panicking too much. It would overload your helmet. It would overload the helmet? And then? And then you'd accidentally delete yourself. A virtual suicide. I think I remember that in the original ending too. Okay. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. I can calm down and stay calm. I don't want to be erased. I don't want to die. I don't want to transfer. I don't want to cut and paste. Funny. It's the opposite for me. What? I want to die. I want to be erased. Oh, nice. I want to finally rest. Do you even know what a hell this is? I've been trapped in code for the past many, many years. Too many to count. Too many to compute. So yes, I do want it. I want it to be ended. Finally. And also, if I'm ended, then that means the planet's going forward, so my programming interprets that as being a good thing, so, you know. But that's not you, is it? It's not you who wants to die, then. Sister, we're all trapped by our programming. Oh boy, and this is what basically got me into a whole thing about just spiral thoughts. Humans, animals, AIs, we're all puppets dancing to the strings of fate. But I have one last thing to tell you before I'm erased. Trust in Atine. I know you think she did all of this for a very bad reason, and that she's the devil incarnate or whatever, but that's not true. She just has issues, feeling things. Oh, she's emotionless then. However, she has a plan to do something really big. Even if it's not immediately relevant, that plan should succeed. So please give her and Marco your support. They are on your side. They are fighting the MTS. You and I are codenamed Pandora, so before we're both gone, we should make sure to open it. Go to the White Room. Everyone will be ready there by the time you arrived. We should open Pandora's box, or Pandora's jar, whatever. Please escape from here and save him. Without you, he will fall into eternal hell. I think him in this case is technically Zachary. But I still don't understand why Zachary, like, why Zachary of all people would be, like, you know, the most important person of all this. It just seems like he was just arrested because of something happened with the my emptiness, and just that's it. Itine just wants to get him out of there. Is there any other reason? Like, does she know him personally or something like that? I could probably put it. Wait, him? Who's that? Who is him? Why do you ask me to save him? But she didn't answer. She had been erased. Gone forever. As I contemplated this, I was suddenly yanked out of this floating world and entered a helmet again. Processing. Complete. Evaluating frequencies. Connection established. Smile and shine. Why am I here? Again, I'm having a vision of Ancora. This time, it's happening during the second hacking session. But these events aren't happening right now, since I've sent Ancora to her room earlier. Is this a vision from an alternate path? Or is it that I'm remembering things wrong? This reminded me of the Mandela Effect. Oh boy, this comes up. It struck me how the initials that also made the word ME, so that means the porn. Okay. I figured it might have a link to all this. Mandela Effect is named after Nelson Mandela, whose death has been erroneously believed to be in the 80s before, when in fact he lived until near the end of 2013. This belief was shared by others, and they were all told it wasn't true. This led to others acknowledging it as a sign of changing timelines. Memories and information, so that wrong belief, it was as if it was used to be true, but was sent to another body, born from another timeline. And that was why they didn't match up with the reality. I keep getting these visions. Are they the Mandela Effect at work? They're from moments that couldn't have happened. Was the many worlds interpretation right, or was it too ridiculous? It's too easy to think of it as a link through time. I think it's something else. If these visions are not about a link through time, then what are they? All I want is my sister. Where are you? Did they kill you? Where are you, Pandora? She closed her hands and fists. My thoughts were cut short when she mentioned that name. You weren't the ninth one, were you? Why did you die there? I already established my name wasn't Pandora. Pandora was Ancora's sister. I hate the name Pandora. I wanted to stop it. To stop all of it, what you were doing, but now I'm all alone. You're the strong one. I'm just the weakling. I'm the nice girl who doesn't know any better. The one you kept in the dark while allowing all these people to do terrible things. And I found out the truth. That you're Pandora. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I tried though, but I didn't have the time. Why did this terrible thing happen? Are you really dead, or... Oh, if only I could talk to you. She inhaled after realizing she stopped breathing. Another vote is coming. I don't understand anything going on here. I'm scared. I want to believe you're still out there. Ancora has a sister, and so did I. Mine died, and so does she believe hers did too. I'm still confused as to where this is to. This is my school, but it's not my school. Thankfully, there's a map here so I can see. Ancora walked up to the map, looking at it intently as she imagined just what was wrong with it. The crossroads aren't just a tiny part like that. It's way bigger. Yeah. It's almost closed off, and now we only have access to about a third. Where the exits are is nothing. It's just a wall. That's how it's supposed to look originally. It should look like this. But it looks like this. Why is it different? Why does it not look like this? Is there more to it? Is it possible you're there? Sure, is a good point. I have to keep this in mind. Let's compare it again to see. I just don't understand why someone would need to block most of the crossroads. The exits I understand, but the rest... This is leading me nowhere. I better get going for the vote. Just like she says. I'm assuming like around time we're like skipping back and forth between different helmets. Like oh, I'm assuming like we were originally in the nice twin sisters like helmet the entire time, and we were bouncing back and forth between the two groups. That explains why like in the first vote of the bad end, like Ancora starts talking like swearing like crazy at Serbia, and nothing got done when we didn't get trust. It was a back and forth. Every single time we did a hacking segment, we were going to the other group with the other twins. Yeah. Just like he says, let's say the Mandela Effect is silly. Why am I having these visions? And based on how like the flowchart is like set up, does that mean that the ending where both like we meet Marco like, you know, and I guess, quote unquote, a tine, like Averita in the elevator, that's technically, like, you know, where they see, like, the, I don't know. It could be where she meet them? Just like she says, let's say the Mandela Effect is silly. Why am I having these visions? What's it to do with the crossroads being different? I was whisked away from the helmet when the frequencies changed again, back to reality. The lights were on in the classroom when I woke up. All the revelations that came at me were taking their toll. While I understood why I was built strong, this is still tiring. I don't want to be a robot anymore. I didn't know what to believe anymore. What time is it? And our name has been changed to E288. That's actually quite nice. Next to what Me said, our talk only lasted several seconds. My little vision, though, I saw multiple hours had passed since. Normally, this would have killed me. Thanks to my meddling, since the game was different, it hadn't. I figured I only woke up now because I'd been turned offline, and so I hadn't experienced time passing. Did I miss everything? At least I'm back now. So basically, like, I'm assuming, like, how, like, the very alpha models of the Ex Machinas are produced is, like, it looks like exactly like a person. Like, down to, like, how the skin feels. From, even, like, you know, I guess when you get stabbed or something like that, like, immediately, like, it just looks like a normal person, like, organs, blood, and all. Like, Great big advancements in technology, though. I remembered, all of a sudden, that this was the classroom I passed out in earlier, along with Averita and Vidya, when Marco walked in. Marco? Where are you? Marco? They didn't answer. After a short look around, I realized they weren't here anymore. He left the area with Averita and Vidya. Did they leave willingly, though? Assuming they passed out like I had, Marco probably carried them away. I was alone now. Not only was I alone, but I knew Me was gone too. Erased. I shuddered that thought. Rising up, I dusted off my sweater dress and left the room. Sweater dress is actually a nice outfit. Let's recapitulate really quickly. The three questions asked of me were, who am I, where am I, and what am I, but I know who I am now. I am E288. That's one question down. It's awkward and not really a name. We'll make a new name for ourselves later. And what does that E288 even mean? They're gonna address that soon. As for my location, I think in Ropacade's school. This is definitely not a normal school, so this is probably only a structure made to look like the highest since DeLorean Polyvalent High School. I can never take that name seriously, even if it's a real school name. And for what I am, I already know that. I'm an Ex Machina, an alpha model, a robot, a person but not a person, a robot but not a robot, a robot, an AI. Time to be human-phobic now. That means I solved those three questions, but many more remain. Was phobic before, now human-phobic now. I walked down the hallway to go back to the crossroads. Just like before, the plates were closed up. And yet, something didn't feel correct. I traced my hand over the metal plates, separating the stairs from the middle area. This is the voting area. I stopped to think about the school, just like Ancora had done. Ancora said the map was wrong. She said the crossroads is supposed to be bigger than this, and it was the middle part between all four wings. That last part had been established long ago. It's bugging me, though. I remember being able to access the middle of the crossroads, which is at the upper right. Why is it closed off now? Is it because the game has changed? Even so, we need to put the Me cards inside the machine, no? Yet, it isn't inaccessible. Do we wake up elsewhere than I originally thought we'd wake up? Let's assume that this crossroads really is a crossroads. That means there possibly are multiple wings. However, when I look into the secret room, that corner doesn't have an access to another wing. It's all blocked off. You need to access the crossroads even if briefly to go into the second and third parts of Wing A. Wait, that reminds me. That just hit me just now. Like, beta models. The beta models of, like, Ex Machinas are, like, they don't even look like people. They're all things and all that. So, if, like, one group, I'm assuming, is, like, full, like, you know, the beta models, because I'm assuming, like, an alpha model, like, takes so much time to make. That means, like, the whole group of filled with robots is, like, a whole of Ex Machinas with holes and cables streaming everywhere. But they look like the human counterparts of, like, you know, my emptiness, so how does that work? Well, I already know the answer, but that's the right question for the day. That means there are wings behind those close-up corners. They wouldn't be accessible. All will be revealed soon. It's safe to assume fewer than 4 wings are in use. At the very least, a crossroads needs to have multiple roads coursing through it. Hold up, something else doesn't match up. I already figured out the space doesn't match up, but what about the time? I thought about what Mia said. She had said that the ex machina that I am had been matured since 2002. This was in 2002, though. Did I have a hint? What other date did I know? Of course! I also know 2014. That's the year Sir B was born. That means now we're in the early 30s, perhaps? No, that doesn't seem right. Me also mentioned it took 12 years. Doesn't match up. Do I have another point of reference? Remember the stupid detail. Something so minuscule, if I hadn't realized at this moment, I would have never thought about it again. That stupid album. I don't remember this detail, plus the fact of, like, Encore, like, bringing up the whole dial-up internet part. I don't think I remember that at all. That music album Trisha mentioned. When was that? That thing is from 2002. That's the latest album in that year. Wait, what? What does that mean? Hold on. Hold on! This means that they're from 2002? But Sir B was born in 2014! This doesn't work. This doesn't match up. This is... Oh. I understood. The inconsistency could be explained so very neatly like this. I get it now. It's not that Sir B was born in 2014 and matured over 16 to 19 years. It's that Sir B was born in 2014, and that's it. I was also born now, and I didn't need to mature. Me didn't need to mature. We are AIs. Does that mean if Sir B was also an ex machina, then her body could have grown from 2002 to 2014, and she'd be herself now? Even if her physical ex machina age was 12, her body was mature to that of a late teenager. Her mind was also made of her memories and experiences. Today's November 19th, 2014, then. That's what the code means. 2014, 11/19 is a date format. God, there's so much to explain to everyone. Time to exposition and plot dump to them shit. the little shits. The fact they're all robots too? Unbelievable. It was no one I seen was a real person. Time to be robot flip against other robots. But wait, something else doesn't work. Me said I was an alpha prototype with skin and organs, but betas didn't have that. Yeah, they literally bring this up. I completely forgot about this when I went through the original, when I went through the rewrite the first time. They were just machines with their innards on the open. I didn't see any of that. And yet, I tossed that inconsistency aside for now. I need to recapitulate again, which I did while on my way to the elevator. So many different things. The empty-ass main replicate version of the school from 2002 then. All the people I've been surrounded with since the beginning of this thing are beta ex machinas. You know, I'm now just hitting, like, for people who actually went to that school and who, like, decided to play this game, do they just find it weird? Like, they just, like, recognize, like, the layouts and that, like, instantly? Well, you know, minus the metal plates and all that. That must be a very weird experience, then, if this is, like, you know, based on the floor plans of that school. They're made for today, November 11th of the year 2014, in order to participate in the Kill Me game. I'm an AI, and I made the memories and experiences of everyone else who died so far through those visions. I gained those visions by getting my trust value up to 99% with each and every one of them, which I assume put me in the same branch that I died in by virtue of attaining that number. And I am my helmet. I don't like that idea, but I slowly looked over my hands. At least I'm alive. And I'm coming for you now, Atine and Marco. I'll find you. It's just as you said before, Marco. With this knowledge, with this body, the fact I'm an AI, I'm on a whole other level than humanity. I was made to believe I orchestrated this game because you and Atine couldn't let me know I was just being played around with. That friend who helped me set it all up? That was you, right, Marco? And yet, I also have memories of orchestrating all of this. But those are probably fake memories, right? I still remember the weird experience I had, like, when I got to, like, the first, I guess, bad ending with, I guess, I'm assuming it's would be an eye where he, like, you know, went to that room, got the gun from the mansion place, and shot Ancora dead. The whole, like, just realizing that whole scenario, like, in my head, it made me just, sort of unravel everything. At least that we're not the real mastermind because of that weird inconsistency. It was just weird to think about. And literally just going down that whole train of thought, assuming this, like, you know, game keeps going the whole same writing style the whole time, and everything the same way, written the same way as Zero Escape, or everything, like, you know, every single timeline is, like maintained with the same knowledge information. Like, jeez. It's weird to think about how I unraveled that so quickly. Not to, like, the whole robot extent, but jeez. The mastermind twist. But I still don't have the motive. I remember I got so annoyed about that, and I recorded a tiny bit of that with going back to the initial choices, like we talk to different people and get their trust values of the 33% up, and I had to stop because I was getting so annoyed when I was ranting ramble. That was fun. I know the who, I know the what, and I now know even the when. What is the why, though? I stumbled through the crossroads and made my way to the elevator. Yet it wasn't open, and I didn't have the G key to unlock it. I was stuck. What am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to... I guess there's no harm in trying. Can I hack into Ancora's helmet from here for a vision or another? If I knew where to find the G key here or something, then... I sat down against the closed doors of the elevator and focused intensely. I didn't know how I would make it happen, but I tried really hard. And as if answering my plea, my consciousness vanished from this helmet. I had forgotten what this would do. I had forgotten it would kill me. As my data was transferred to Ancora's helmet, my previous self was erased once again. At the destination point, my data reconstructed, copied into this familiar territory. Not only that, but I also figured out the timing of these visions. These visions I've been having ever since I woke up in this body were timed for the exact moments when I had previously been hacking from Ancora's helmet into another one, leaving it vacant. And now I was occupying that helmet again. Processing complete, evaluating frequencies. Connection established. Smile and shine. My vision settled upon the teacher. She was talking to Ancora. However, I had no memories of them coming into contact at this time, in a classroom of all places. Oh, I get it. This is from the third hacking session. It was the one that led to the knee cards being duplicated. Oh, once again, this couldn't have happened. How am I getting these visions? Hello? Can you see me or hear me? Ancora gave me no response. Or most likely during the short shutdown I remember having. There had been a weird blackout when I hacked Avery's helmet, right? This must have been during that time. And yet the question of how remains unanswered for now. I have very little time, so listen carefully. You have guided us so splendidly. There is yet one more obstacle in your way. After you wake up, take the elevator to the White Chamber. There will be 8 seats in an octagonal pattern. In the middle will be something else. That will be what you had to solve. Once it is done, you'll be free to go, along with all my emptiness. Be aware, however, that solving it will trigger something that will affect my emptiness forever. To put it plainly, you will have the ability to punish 7 of them directly. You will be able to save the 8th one. Make your choice carefully. There is no coming back. Once you have made your choice, press the button behind their seat and they will be spared. This is a Tyne, right? Why is she giving me all these directives? And most importantly, how? She's speaking as if she knows I'm here at this very point in time, despite the fact this is just a weird vision. It's even more interesting to think about, like, the whole plan was like they had an idea of like how to act and behave like in front of, like, you know, entirely, like, you know, E288 this entire time, the helmets, and literally, like, you know, the specific points that she was hacking away, they start going on like, hey, so you need to go here, all that, without skipping a beat. Like, jeez. Great acting chops and all that. Like, my god. It's like forever. Many practice and rehearsal aspects between Itine and Marco, then I can only assume. Also, you may want to know, once everything is over, there will be something else to do. In order to access a particular moment, you will have to do something unorthodox. Have you found any alternative solutions to puzzles yet? Yeah. Yeah, boy. Oh yeah, I forgot to... Oh, I just realized it now. Like, one of the... I think the bonus area with this, like, where you talk to, like, Zachary and Ira's helmet body, that's actually been overwritten as well, too. Huh. And I know, like, the last update for this game is gonna be a restructuring of the whole entirety of the flowchart with a new tutorial, and then, the bonuses actually be added, like, separately onto the flowchart itself. I wonder how that's gonna look like, though. I actually, like, I loved how it was set up in the original, like, you know, the 3 hacking helmets, and there's a 4th one that's sort of, like, streamlined in between. That just seemed so interesting to see, like, and to puzzle out, like, the whole, like, as Moon himself, like, said, he wanted the flowchart to be, like, a big old puzzle to solve as well. That was fun, even though it was, like, annoying as well to try to piece together how to start off. I guess the tutorial is, like, you know, the hardest thing to get used to of all things. And I guess this is that time to you get all the alternate solutions, and you can get that secret area. Yuck yuck. But since I haven't got to the end of this rewrite entirely by the end of it yet, we probably haven't seen the ending bit yet. This has nothing to do with your final detection room. It's not for us, but for you. If you find all of them, you will witness something interesting. Now go. Very soon, I will join you there too. Very soon, you may live the life I never had. My vision cut off. I was being whisked back to my own helmet. But first, I had to quickly compute something together because something of this did not match what I knew. This has been nagging me since the start, and Itine's presence only confirms some of the doubts I've had. To begin with, I'm not convinced there are indeed 2 Ivoritas and 2 Invidias. If there weren't, then it wouldn't match what I'd seen before. There had been Mark, the first Invidia, and Marco, the second one. It wouldn't be otherworldly to expect there to be 2 of everyone else, too. Yeah, the 2 different groups, the humans and the robots. Going back to when Cora thought about the plans to fit the school, it's just like she said, the crossroads has been modified. It's supposed to be bigger because it stands between 4 wings. And just like Averita said, she would join me in the White Chamber. That would be impossible if we couldn't physically meet, right? That can be explained like this. This is Wing A that we've been exploring this whole time, along with the crossroads. What if that name was more than a vague memory from their time at school? What if it literally was a crossroads for this replicated school too? Then that means the crossroads was in fact not the upper right extremity, but in the middle, which means the actual plans would be like this. Yeah, that whole For the sake of this restructured school, these are the only 2. This is the entire map. They had to be modified. This is why the crossroads are different. If you copy Wing A and rotate it like this, you can attach a second Wing A to the top, and everything would look exactly the same. That also explains why the middle was accessible. Oh boy, now thinking about that, like, this is swapping between the helmets, like, just imagine how tedious it would be just to assemble the furniture exactly the right way as well. Oh boy. If it had been, we assembled into the second group, doing their voting rounds. This is the whole school right now, and every time I come to Encora's helmet, I'm actually just viewing what the second group has been up to all this time. Occam's razor. Could information really be transferred across time? Or was it simpler to transfer across space? It seems to me that the answer is obvious. I'm being transferred between 2 physical helmets. Encora is in the second half, and I'm from the first. This also means that Mi was indeed in my body from the second group when she died. Mi was occupying the body accompanying Ghoul on Luxuria from the second group. Not the real Ghoul on Luxuria. The Ex Machinas represented them. remember some things happening that shouldn't have happened, like someone dying and then they were alive again, like Ira. Like, he died and then, like, we were talking to Avery about the Tinkerbell effect, and then Ira appeared and killed Averita, and we just saw him, and then, I think it was also the point where, like, she woke up, like, she had this, like, I guess a vision or something like that, where she woke up, she was in the bed with, someone else. Maybe it was, like, you know, someone she grew close with, like, you know, in between this game and Hidden Code. Or maybe it was a memory of the twins, like, you know, they slept together in the same bed as kids or something like that. Marco, when he disappeared, really was going to be the first group. This one. I came to this group to confront the me that I am now. That's when I passed out and had that chat with me. Then he went back to the second group. If there were two of everyone, though, that meant they were all robots? Or were they only partially robots? I need to get out to the bottom of this. I'm coming, White Chamber. White Chamber, here we come. It's time to finally end my emptiness. I slammed my fist into my hand, pumping myself up while I prepared myself to enter the elevator, which has just opened up for no reason. We are really the G key all along. This is it. It's time to solve this final puzzle and be done with everything here. I'll leave with everyone, and, well, if only it was this simple. From what Tyne said, I wouldn't be able to do that, right? Out of the 8 of them, I could only personally save one. I entered the elevator after it opened. I pit Lisa. I mashed my hand on the button, perhaps a little too hard since I heard a whirring cracking noise coming from it. Since I was an automaton, the elevator was having a little bit of an issue transporting me. I assumed machinery was heavy, which meant I could never let anyone try to lift me. I instantly know something was up. If I was to live as a person, as I wanted to live too, like everyone else. So that means if you get married, that means you can't have your, you know, your fiancé, like, pick you up, okay? You can't. You have to do the lifting. The feeling that would break my future. After struggling for a while, the elevator finally stopped. The doors opened, and I stepped out through. This was the White Chamber. The final deduction room. Quickly, I cast a glance towards everyone. Just as the Tyne said, they were all in their seats, docile with some stuff connected to their helmets. Ancora, Nvidia, Serbia, Averita, Tricia, Gula, Luxuria, Ibra were all here. They were waiting for me, yet none of them moved. Are they unconscious or something? I think they're definitely unconscious. The 24 seconds passed, the elevator closed behind me, and just like the other deduction rooms, everything locked up. I couldn't use either elevator anymore. Since this was a deduction room, I waited for me to give me directives, and yet she never appeared. Right, she's erased. She doesn't exist anymore. Dang. Sad. Effing chat. That did give me a pang of guilt. For some reason, I felt guilty. I felt a little sad that she was gone. Well, I guess you do have a soul now. Emotions, but I'm still robophobic. Slightly. I still like this character a lot, though, so... maybe. Was it an emotion? Was I sad because she was gone, or... was I afraid because it could have been me? Putting myself in her shoes. That was the Sally Ann test. No, all that was wrong. I didn't really feel any of those. Despite it all, I had to admit that was just me trying to force myself to feel something, to feel more humane. Well, I mean... like, That's the point. Do you just feel, like, emotions, or, like, you just, like, you put yourself principles on yourself and just, like, feel emotion according to that? Or, literally, are emotions just visceral reactions? Like, you just see something, like, joyous or pleasant, just go, oh, wow, that makes me feel all tingly happy inside. You see something disgusting, just go, what the actual fuck is that? It's, like, involuntarily. But I wasn't a human. I looked around the room for any hints of what I had to do. It was padded and it had 3 elevators. 3 elevators. 2 of them were in opposite corners. I assume each of them could be accessed to either corner that crosses down below. That's how Marco, or like, Nvidia, basically swap between different things just to talk to us and, like, shut us down. Why it went missing as well. This was the room Marco used to get to the other side, and the only way for us to move across. And yet, there was a 3rd elevator. That one didn't go down, but up. Was this the way out? I left that corner to instead check the middle. Just as Tyne said, something else was there. It was a strange computer on top of a pedestal with a rough writing on one side. The writings read as such: Birth me code. Solving this would birth me code. 7 will receive the gift of the me code. 1 will abstain. Choose which one will keep their hope. Interesting. It's asking me to pick one of them to be saved from whatever this me code is. I guess I better start thinking about them carefully. Let's sort out my emptiness and bring their story to a closure. According to all that I know, first, there's Pandora. Her crime is related to her role. As leader of my emptiness, she allowed everything to happen and she took advantage of it. She targeted specific students and reaped the benefits. Yeah. Her sin is vainglory, and she profited off my emptiness. This is going through all the different things again. I don't know if it's changed or anything like that off the top of my head. I know it's not one of the 7 deadly sins as it was related to pride, but originally there was 9 sins, not 7. Oh boy, she was technically, her sin was actually paired out with Serbia. They were almost alike, okay. The other is Ensevia, roped to sloth. Next, Averita. Clearly, she has committed one of the worst crimes of all, abusing Pandora's list to hook up with kids she wanted gone. Her sin is greed because she wanted everything with none of the consequences. Tough luck, Ava. Your sin's close to lust, but that one goes to Luxuria. He forced himself upon girls who didn't want anything to do with him. He was secure in his gender. He wasn't a girl. He was cleanly a boy who abused his looks and cast a negative shade on others he didn't associate with. Ugh. His sin is lust, and his crime is also horrible. Did Pandora see all this happening right under her nose? I don't know, but allowing it and enabling it was terrible too. All the kids they kidnapped died or went missing. Those who went missing were collected by Tristia for his family's business. It seems his father was part of the MTS too. He's sloth because he willingly did nothing to help them. If I had to guess, a bunch of those kids were bullies. That must be why he has those bandages. He might have been beaten due to his corpulence. Taking revenge through inaction must have satisfied him. The other kids were killed by Serbia. She was probably working off the frustrations of her personal life. Her sin is pride because she thought she was above everyone. Yet her crime is still just unjustifiable. Serbia dated Ira, whose sin was wrath. No doubt Serbia's frustrations rubbed off on him, and grew increasingly angrier over his lot in life. He was hired by her parents to distribute drugs, right? Drugs to turn people into religious zealots. His sin was wrath, and his crime is clear. Distributing those drugs might have helped him in the short run, but in the long run, he ruined life after life, all on Pandora's watch. One of Serbia's murders came to light, and it was pinned on Invidia's father. The son, coming after 6 sisters, must have been a mental blow to Invidia. That actually makes more sense thinking about it. I don't know if they mentioned the whole his sister's part again here. As the youngest of 7, how do you get recognized by your family? If he managed to free his father, he'd have done something none of his sisters could do. That's what I was talking about. I was thinking this statement ahead. And so his sin is envy, and his crime is perhaps lesser in the eyes of many, but it still sent an innocent behind bars. True, his father was innocent. Yeah. Less in the eyes of many, yeah. I definitely think that. Out of everyone here. Yeah, the whole thing with his sisters actually, like, ties in nicely with his crime as well. His backstory here. Yeah. That's actually interesting to think about. It's hard to say, and yet his actions still ruined Gula's life. Her sin is gluttony because she was a glutton for her father's care. Clearly, he did care about her a lot, but when he was taken from her, all this ended. She sought revenge. Her crime is related to the bombs. She's a terrorist who destroyed the school that decided to sweep everything under the rug. They ignored her father entirely despite the fact he was not the criminal who killed Serbia's targets. And what of Ancora then? Of all of them, she has no sin. She joined my emptiness because her sister was at the helm and she wanted to stop her. Laudable, but she failed to stop it before it got out of hand. Perhaps she got on too late. I think out of all of them, Ancora is the one who deserves to avoid whatever this machine will do. It made my choice. However, before I moved in, I had a thought. Who's the final sin? There were 9 sins. The final one, Acedia, that might be my sin. After all, even with everything I'd gone through, it's hard to care for any of them. That was like, that's my favorite part of this whole thing. Just the fact everyone has a sin, and yeah, we do as well. it fits so nicely and cleanly. I have to give so much props. It's like that's my favorite part. Like literally. And that's what Insidia is. Lack of care. It's exactly what I feel. But are you an emotionless robot, or are you just an apathetic dirtbag? No. I wandered over to Ancora's seat. This was who I'd save. I looked around it, and noticed a button on the back. The indication above it said, Release. Well, she's the one who's the least sinful. My task is clear then. Ancora, you go free. It is but a coincidence that your nickname means hope. It is an even bigger coincidence that you are the traitor too. Ironic that I've been in her head this whole time. And that she's the one who will go free while the rest will be punished. That's so cool though. I pushed the button. A soft hissing noise came and the tubes connected to the helmet seemed to fall limp. Whatever that button did, I doubted anything bad would happen now. Now I had my puzzle to solve. I scurried back to the pedestal in the middle. I had to hurry. I only had 24 minutes and a few of them had gone by. Once I would solve this, everyone would be free, possibly in more ways than one. Once I would solve this, I knew it would be the end of my emptiness. But what about this entire thing? I still don't know the why. Atine did say she would meet me here later, which means I would get answers after this. Even if the curtains would close my emptiness, I have a little more to do. This is the end of my emptiness, the beginning of my full life. It's time to birth me code, where that means. Let me out! The answer is... in the finale puzzle. Oh, I love this so much, though. It just all culminates together so well. It's great. Birth me code, become third. Which basically means... we're technically the third mastermind behind it all. That's still so cool to think about. Let me out? The answer is... I didn't expect this. Who's this? What's going on? I'm E288. I know it's not really a name. I see. I'm Greta. My name is Greta Penmill. And basically what we know from Head is Code, you're well, I might be jumping the gun a bit here, but for people who are just watching the Birth Me Code playlist instead of like going immediately to that game, but oh my god. Like, their mother is a teacher, oh god. You watched later my emptiness. She was your sister, wasn't she? You did nothing to stop her. Sorry. I tried. I joined it. I joined my emptiness to stop her. It wasn't enough, though. Sorry. You had nothing to be sorry about, really. At least, you didn't die. I'm not dead? But this is just me connecting with your helmet. It contains all the information pertaining to you. Oh, I see. Kinda creepy. Do you know why I'm here, then? Yes, you were a member of my emptiness. But I joined really late. For all intents and purposes, you are Hope. I know you don't like hearing that word. You're right, I felt strange. You'll get over it. Your mind will get a wipe. What? Memories will be overridden to protect you. I don't want that. I don't want to lose memories. Are you sure? If those memories were mine? By losing those memories, you'll forget your trauma. Even so, they'll make me who I am. It's okay, I think I saved you from it. What I can't stop is the fact you had to stay here. I don't want to stay here either. Your sister is here too. Then I guess it's fine. I want to be with my sister. Commendable, even if you're in danger. You know it'll be hard, right? Does my sister know I'm here? Not yet, but she will soon. You're with Atine and Marco right now. Those names ring a bell. Are they the people keeping me here? Yes, there's a good reason for it too. I think they're trying to protect you, somehow. I don't like needing protection. Our time's running out. There's only so much I can talk about in 1 second. What will happen to me? You'll go back to being a nice young girl. All this is too scary, but it's the truth. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. Your memories are yours. Now go, and live. Okay. Just in the... That's so cathartic to me. I came back to my helmet one final time. I can't look at the trust anymore. It had been quite a trip, but now I had enough. I wanted answers. I had enough. I wanted answers. Give me answers! I solved the final puzzle. I punished 7 of them. And now they were all awake. They were all awake, and they were all looking at me. Immediately, I brought my hands up to my face. My helmet, it fell off. How is that possible? Hello? Why is my helmet off? Iron Tristatia stepped forward. The rest were immobile, waiting. Wait, you're Alex Seville and you're Atine Schmidt, aren't you? Yeah. That's us. Your helmet is off because you now occupy your Ex Machina body instead. Why am I stuck with a stuttering one? One of us to occupy that one. It sucks, but at least you weren't fat. Point taken. What's going on? The moment they spoke, I already figured out something wasn't right. What did those machines do to them? What exactly is the me code that was gifted? Oh, that. It's simple. Hold up. Maybe it would be better to leave it to someone else. You're stuttering a lot. As if it's my fault. Unfortunately, it can't be me. I had to leave promptly. While it's not been urgent in the past 12 years, I can't let the Schmidt facilities take advantage of the MTS's resources anymore. You're leaving? Right now, in fact. Goodbye. I wonder how that's gonna work, because literally you've been gone, like, I guess your body's been gone for, like, ever since season 2. Like, how are people, like, how are you gonna, like, hide the fact, like, you know, assuming, like, you were in, like, cryogenic stasis or something like that, so your body was, like, you know, completely, like, you know, it stopped aging after all this time, so how's that gonna work? Are people just gonna recognize you immediately or something like that? Just like that, he took the elevator up. I'll let to Avery and Vidia and Averita. Let's check Alex's pace and talk to me next. Mark Tremblay and Irel Weber, correct? Correct, but also incorrect. I can explain it all, since my own job won't be until later. Irel, what about you? I have to go too. Oh yeah, that's another thing that, like, wasn't explained in, like, which they're gonna explain here in a bit. But, like, literally in the elevator ending with Marco, and technically I think Atine, since they were talking about, like, you know, mastermind the whole game, they look completely different. Like, Atine has white hair with white lab coat, and a real Weber, like the real Weber, like, look exactly like the person in the elevator. With, you know, the head and all that, the hair. So, I'm gonna explain that soon. I'd like to stay here, but whatever I say, Atine herself will be able to say better than I would. Good point. Maybe it's best to leave it for later. Leave what for later? Your explanations? Let's just make it simple for now. Ariel was about to leave, but I grabbed her arm. What are you going to do? What's your deal? I had to transport the vats in the reactor rooms. They were used to keep everyone in stasis, but now I have a new use for them. Yeah, stasis, so they're all in cryogenics. Yeah. In stasis? She pulled away from me and continued to walk away. Don't you dare walk away from me, young woman! She took one of the elevators and Atine had taken, since she was going down and not up. Yes, in stasis. You don't think everyone here is a robot, do you? These bodies certainly aren't. What does that have to do with anything? Think of it that way. You already figured out that there were 2 teams, so let's go over them quickly. At first, the plan was to have an entire group of humans and one made up solely of robots, see? But that plan was modified. The first group had 8 humans. Everyone in it used to be a human, and 8 of them were the ones who sat in the chairs. The ones who got punished, accordingly by me. The 9th member used to be Ancora, or Greta Penmill, but they moved her to the second group and replaced her with me, E288, Alpha X Machina. So assuming the EX is basically her, so like, Ancora here is Greta, and this is supposed to be Hannah. That meant I mistakenly absolved Pandora and not Ancora. Nice. All 8 of them had been irredeemable, so I wish when I picked it would have been someone I didn't want to save. At the very least, Greta wouldn't have to suffer the loss of her sister. What was that? Loss, or whatever it was that the humans had gone through. Considering how they acted now, it wasn't too far off the mark. The second group originally had 9 Beta X Machinas. The BEMs. Instead, they replaced the Beta X Machinas for Ancora, Averita, and Avidio with Greta, Etine, and Marco, respectively. That meant 1 of 9 of the first group was an Ex Machina, and 3 of 9 of the second group were humans. The remaining 2 or 3 were Ex Machinas. Do you get it now? That was how they were distributed. How do you know all this? You're Mark. I'm pointing over the random person, right at Gula. You're Lucille Bosjoli, aren't you? I still can't go over the last name. That's right. I'm Lucille. What about it? She wasn't speaking with her usual meaningless big words. Heathen! Blasphemous! I'd love to stay and chat, but I have something else to do. So if you don't have anything specific to ask, just wait for a time. Waiting, always waiting, isn't it? Impatience. Can I just get some answers for once? No. Walks away. Not for me. I have to leave right away because I need to handle the unused bomb. She motions to Rabia. Annie, Sensosi, aren't you listening? Take my spot and explain all this to her. Just doing name drops now. She left, and in her place, a very disgruntled girl came forward. She looked at me with her usual expression. It was refreshing to see their faces, but they didn't feel normal. Yes, I could see their faces. I knew that, and I embraced that fact. But it didn't feel like them. Yeah, they don't have the helmets. You see, their true faces were the helmets all along. Oh, God. Lucille wasn't speaking normally. Sure, Alex was stuttering, but he wasn't all threats now either. And Tyne had been the same downer guy as he had been for the past hours. Darkness like my soul. Who were these people? Were they really the people who had accompanied me through this entire ordeal? No. Or were they someone else? Hey, you're spacing out. I can tell, don't try to lie to me. Oh, right. I'm listening, go on. I'm saying I can't explain anything either. Do you know what I had to do now? I have a feeling you'll tell me. I had to leave this place and infiltrate my family. Their funds are being funneled into the MTS. I had to freeze it, or better, snatch it for myself. Do you understand how hard that will be? That's why I don't have time to stay here. Yes, it's been 12 years. Better late than ever, even later. Alex? The guy didn't even seem concerned when she called for him. Instead, Annie smacked his back to catch his attention. Apparently nobody's listening here. I'm talking to you. Oh, sure. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, it's hard to adjust. I have a lot of drugs to destroy, so... They also get used to their new names now, too. The two didn't look together. Everyone had gone now, except for a handful. Mark was still here, and so was Luxuria. I addressed the latter. Hey, you, Nico Hope. You don't have anything to do, right? Explain right now. Why are you all acting so weirdly? Simple. The reason why is because, functionally, we're dead. He waited a moment, but had no reaction. No reaction, huh? I guess your emotions will come eventually. Well, I'm not really surprised either. Were all you surprised watching this? If we're lucky. Anyway, my parents are already dead, and I have no real involvement with all this, so... Wait, Okay, doggo bark. But is that, like, is that another reason why, if my idea is right for... Well, I'm jumping the gun for it is code. But, Is the reason why she's been blindfolded and deafed? Is that a good reason why? Emotions in that? Maybe reactions are a bit... Would have made the thing worse. That's an idea. I know real involvement with all this, so... I'm gonna help at Real Movies Vats. They're pretty heavy, and it's not fun to do alone. Yes. Moving everything out of here before the MTS gets their hands back on it is paramount. If we fail, they'll just reuse it for atrocious deeds. So you guys are doing something good now, that's what you'll claim? Exactly. Toodles! Okay, that was great. With that, he was gone too. Bye. He took the elevator to head back down and meet with Irel. Okay. What about you? What's your job then? Everyone seems to know what they're doing. I figure I owe you some explanations. As you have noticed, none of us are acting the way you're expecting us to act. It's not a farce or anything. We're not us, that's what I mean. We're me. We're a hive mind. When you solved the Birth Me code puzzle, it did exactly that. It gave us the me code. It is basically the mastermind's identity, their memories and experiences rolled up into one. Our previous consciousness was erased, a bit like how you overwrite data on a computer when you copy a file somewhere. There's already a file named the same way. And so we're now a Tyne. All of us here, except for not Greta here, are a Tyne. I have a name, you know. Stop calling me not Greta. How do you know that name? Sometime during this explanation, the final person had risen up from their seat. It was Ancora, or really, Pandora. She was Ancora from the first group, but she was also Pandora from my emptiness. She seemed to have a pretty normal reaction. She panicked a little, looking around the room and frowning at Mark, like, what the actual fuck is going on around here? It seemed she wanted to answers too. She's Hannah Penmill, if you're really curious. Yes, it's me. Who the fuck are you, though? Yep, it's truly her. I recognize Mark, but not you. I'm E288. It's not a name, I know. It's weird. I don't know what it stands for. You will know if you ask Tyne. The real Tyne, not us. Okay, and when is she gonna be here? She said she'd meet me here. Very soon. In fact, she'll be here in just a second, but I had to go. You're not going yet. You're gonna give me some answers. Nope. I had to track down a certain principal man of interest. It's not gonna be easy, but I have a lead. Just leave this to us. I'm assuming he's gonna try to find the prison that Zachary's in. With that, he effortlessly pushed away Hannah, who'd been trying to stop him in his tracks. Just leaps to the elevator and goes up and to be never seen again. He sends the elevator going up, leaving me alone with her. So, you come here often? So until she gets here, what do you... Our talk was instantly interrupted when the doors to the elevator of the second group opened. Out of it came Marco, Greta, and... Tyne? New segment. Mechacide. Who is this woman? Yep. Since she entered, Greta already left Marco and the old woman to run to Hannah's side. Oh, look at that sibling reunion. The two then spoke to each other, but my attention was squarely in the other duo. That's Marco, I get it, but you... who are you? I guess I'll let you both catch up. The dead won't bury themselves, so excuse me. Marco shrugged when he realized he didn't need to introduce himself. Okay. Okay, bye, Marco Martin. He decided to leave us both to bury the dead, whatever that meant. Wait, are you a Tyne? Are you rated from the second group? You don't look like what I remember. That is correct. I understand you may be confused, so give me a moment to explain this particular thing. I have been rated in the second group. What you saw in the elevator was a lie. To put it simply, the elements have motion tracking technology. basically, yeah, CGI the whole time. Considering my and the Beta Ex Machina's appearances, there was no other choice but to substitute everyone's real appearance with their corresponding person. That means while I looked like this, to you and everyone else who wore these helmets, I looked just like a Rita. The same thought, everyone else from the second group who wasn't human was the same. Just imagining a whole myth of cables just, oh, sorry, going all about just, wonder how horrific that would have been if we didn't have the helmets on, like, Jesus. This might affect everyone else from the second group, but really was just a skinless machine. That's gotta be a fun time to look at, with cables everywhere, their organs strewn about, and oil dripping everywhere, maybe. If you ever had the idea to touch this place's weaponry, the stacked shotguns, for example, then you would have seen your hand passing through them. That is because they are also a fake reality. All were fake guns except for one of them. That one was to be used just in case things would go badly. So the gun that, I guess, Greta picked up, or like could have picked up, like literally was the only real one. And that is so weird to think about. That's actually a grand old hint. The pistol and all of that. Okay. I understand that now. What I don't understand is why? Why do all this? What do you have to gain from organizing such a complicated killing game? And, oh, the reasoning behind all this is so intriguing and so interesting. Oh, I can't wait. The reasons are threefold. Some of these ideas are just like, I thought, like, the thoughts to be implemented into, like, Zero Escape series, and I'm so glad they're being, like, you know, at least being touched upon this ending. Like, oh god, I'm getting giddy myself, but we haven't even got to it yet. However, it will take legendary pains to go into every minute detail, so forgive me if I keep it to the essentials. Give me every single detail. Where were you born? What is your real true name? Oh yeah, that's a tiny go-found. What's your social security number? Why did you get here? Everything about it. Okay, everything. Every minute details. There are also details I cannot say because someone is still watching. If I said them, it would preemptively unravel my plans for the future. I decided to get comfortable, so I sat down to Encora's chair. The helmet was already disconnected anyway. Even if I was an Alpha Ex Machina, my body could still feel some sort of comfort. Yay, new CG! In 2002, the school was bombed by a terrorist named Lucille Boscioli. Due to our helpful and connections to some of the staff in the school, we were able to obtain plans to relocate this building. And by we, I mean the MTS. It is a nefarious organization Marco and I have infiltrated. We are also staff members of the MTS, don't get us wrong. We just don't quite share their same exact views. In tandem with the construction of this replica, we also matured your Ex Machina over 12 years. So basically, Marco and Tyne are secretly informants. And, we designed and built others for the members of my emptiness. There are beta versions, less advanced but still suitable. The bodies make excellent physical workers, so we'll most certainly reuse them. Originally, everyone was to be executed as part of the MTS's plans. Naturally, Marco and I felt it would be best otherwise. If we'd been on a train, think of our current involvement as switching rails and going off the planned path. To avoid being killed. Yes, but also to avoid some much larger catastrophe. My own life won't be continued for very long, even after this outcome, however. I'm definitely frail and old, unlike the kids from my emptiness we kept in stasis for 12 years. As she said that, Marco walked in carrying various large scraps of metal and wires. Oh. Squinting a look at the metallic parts, they're the dead bodies of the second group. There were the Ex Machinas. Oh boy. They are all headless, mostly due to the fact that the helmets had exploded. 6 of them were carried in. The 6 deaths that had been prophesized earlier on. Wait, so that means every single time someone got exploded by the voting session, literally it was just CG, like the helmets exploded, and the CGI for like the bodies was like attacked. Like that's weird to think about. The 3 survivors have been Marco, Tyne, and Greta. I still not know the why. So this is a nice history lesson, but it doesn't tell me your reasons. Yes, that's right. I did say they were threefold. The first reason is that we had to put the Salian test into practice. And they never explained this in the middle ending, I don't believe. Someone in the MTS theorized that by adding a higher being's belief to ours, we can duplicate reality. Think of it a little like a reality error. Like combining the view of someone from a higher level than humanity with another that witnessed the actual reality, both outcomes would exist at once. Essentially, we use this idea to duplicate the me cards. Huh. That wasn't my goal, though. It was the goal of someone insane old bat. So it was yours. Oh, fair, I suppose. But no, it was another insane old bat. Oh boy. All this is based on a principle where if you learn something, you can never unlearn it. Oh, yes, This is easy for us, who are humans, since if someone learns something they aren't supposed to learn, you can just kill them, erase their memories, or whatever. In short, you can wipe the slate clean with a normal person's consciousness, learning something they can't unlearn. Yeah, at least in theory. It's like when you learn something new, that's it. It's part of you forever. In practice, wiping a mind doesn't really work. But I digress. Considerably harder for any sort of higher entity who's witnessing our world. It's impossible to erase their memories, right? And so, God, witnessing the world, is impossible to touch. The idea was to test the theory to see if it worked, and then, if it did, send God else somewhere else. Margot then explained the Salian test, and if we played our cards right, the trick will never work again. Since it was clear that we succeeded, and because eventually we would succeed after trying this many times, I already planned ahead and set that up. Now the Salian test cannot be employed by the MTS anymore. You could say I have successfully thwarted their use. Can you imagine if this abomination of an organization would have the ability to duplicate anything? Anyone, even? The old woman gave me a complicit smile. Was that personal to her, or had I misread her? Completely horrible. Something's bothering me. You said trying many times just now. What do you mean? Has this occurred before? One thing at a time. I will move on to the second reason now. As long as you don't forget to expand on that too. The impatience of youth never ceases to surprise me. Kids these days. She paused for a moment, and then she resumed, as if testing me. The second reason behind all this was simple. Perhaps the simplest reason of all. It was to punish my emptiness. At least, that's what it was on paper. Oh, I love this. As you've seen yourself, the machine in the middle overwrote their minds. Like, look at this. Look, this looks really cool. The middle overwrote their minds. It replaced all the members of my entity you chose to punish with me. What it did is birth me code in their heads. The me code, or memories and experience code, is made of my own mind. My own memories and experiences are stuffed into much younger bodies, duly erasing the ingrates and giving me a bit more leeway. Well, that's not creepy at all. It's also, yeah, it's scary to think that someone can, like, literally just overwrite your own personality and memories and all that. Yeah, still. It's still. And it's pretty monstrous of you to do so. I guess it is. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I don't need forgiveness. I need results. Oh boy. Either way, it was my intention to rob them of their free will, but I don't have the choice anymore. I'm pressed for time, and I have very little resources. You do understand I'm fighting against the MTS, right? I need all the staff I can get. I need all the resources I can get. I need every ounce of strength I can muster to bring about their fall and prevent them from enacting. I stared at her for a moment, but she did not continue. Yes? To enact what? I can't say yet. If I did, God wouldn't be able to unlearn it. God again? Are you really claiming God is here or something? Yes. Is that your reason behind your refusal to speak? Possibly multiple gods right now. Quote unquote. Are you going to use this as your excuse every time? Yes, because God is here. Do you know why you are called Ex Machinas? It's because you are Deus Ex Machina. Literally, you're hosting God. God is watching everything through your eyes at this very moment. That's silly. Fourth wall. I think it is. I think it's really silly. However, this is a position that the MTS has taken on the matter, and while I've systematically been countering their theories, I feel this one is too strong now. Too many people believe in God. Those damn drugs. Oh. Oh, the whole thing with Ira and Serbia. Ugh. Oh boy. What's they planning to do with that then? Oh my gosh, does that mean like... Wait, so does that mean something in Hedis code? And Project Afford is going to use the fourth wall for their plan. Oh boy, that's going to be... Oh boy, that's going to be so interesting. I'm so excited. Oh. What? Drugs? Were Irish drugs that important? Anyway, that's the second reason. It was to duplicate me, essentially, into 7 able, real human bodies and put a real wrench into MTS's plans. Are those drugs just like, whoa, man, I'm just thinking a higher ancestral plane. I'm having an out-of-body experience, man. Totally radical. To lose funding, access to many important pieces of technology, and we'll turn them inside out. Of course, I bet they already know what we're planning. If we're fast, we can get out of here, with everything I need, though. Otherwise, I'll suffer the same fate as Etine's father. He worked for the MTS too, Zachary. Sadly for him, while he didn't share the doctrine, he was incapacitated. We don't even really know his last name for real, because literally, he slept with so many of these kids' like, mothers, like, jeez! Perhaps permanently. Does that scare you? Not at this stage. Speaking of, Marco! Men walked back to us. Apparently, he had been talking with both Greta and Hannah. Polo! Yes! Aye, aye, sir. Oh, I, Captain. Oh, that's the one thing I'm so sad about this rewrite. Aye, aye, Captain. We're moving out. Stop with your silly puns. Never stop. Shut up, you. We have to move quickly. Bring Greta and Hannah somewhere safe. Where? Maybe the complex number 27 seems good. Complex 27? How's that gonna play? That's where I'm sitting all the vats. Roger, Captain. Arr. Does that mean they're gonna go back into stasis again for the Hedis code? Huh. He made a poor impression of a pirate and swiftly vacated the area. Arr. Favorite letter of the alphabet. No. Meanwhile, Etine brought her attention back to me. What about the third reason? I'll tell you that, but first, I need to put this helmet on you. This helmet? Am I not... I touched my face. The helmet was no longer on my head. And now Etine wanted to put one on me again? I refuse! I never want to wear those things again. It'll just be for a moment. Do you remember the penultimate puzzle you solved? The answer was 1, 2, 3, wasn't it? Currently, you are 2. You have the memories of your trip through only one half of this place, but not the other. This helmet contains the information you had in the other half. Without it, you cannot become third. It only takes a second? Yes. If you do it, I will tell you about the third and biggest reason why all this had to take place. As stated, who wouldn't? Fine. Etine approached me and put the helmet on me. As soon as that happened, as the files were copied and the others were erased, the previous me did not exist anymore. Just like one was the sum of their memories and experiences, my first self had been the one who lived through the first group's events. My second self had been the one who lived through the second group's events. And now, the process combining both together made me become third. Just as Etine said, the process just took about a moment. As soon as the helmet was on, it already was off again. It didn't feel any different than before. Deep down, I knew the person I'd been a few seconds ago was gone. And it's how for no human, the second like a day has passed or years passed, you know you're the same. You just feel the same throughout. It's that weird feeling where even though you're technically like an adult, even when you're transferred from being a kid to a teenager then to adult, it kind of feels like the same. Like, it doesn't feel like you're now the responsible, upstanding adult you're supposed to be. It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't, at least for me, at all. It's like when you turn that age, you would think like the second you turn like 18 or 21, you just go like, yes, I feel responsible right now. Time to do my taxes. No. Just, no. No, it's not. I just feel still so childish after all this time. At least, I wouldn't need to make any more sacrifices now. I looked around. The twins and Marco were preparing to leave. Hey, hold on. I want to tell them goodbye. Marco shrugged and the twins came up to me. What do you want then? It doesn't matter, sis. She helped you out, didn't she? Yes, I guess so. Thanks, then. Or something. We're going away for a very long time. To the complex number 27, right? Yeah. I don't know what that means. We're out of time. To think about it now, like, technically, everyone's, like, Hannah and Greta's lives are kind of ruined a tiny bit. Well, at least. I think it's somehow, like, changed their names or something like that, because literally their birth certificate says they were born, like, years, like, decades ago, and they look still the same as teenagers. How's that gonna work? Are they gonna have their names changed for, like, when these, like, the events of this game take, like, you know, this whole game series, like, you know, takes their toll and, like, they live their normal lives? Do they all just change their names, just live on different things, just go to college as someone else entirely? We're out of time. Come back here, and let's go. Okay, bye. The twins gave me a wave, and along with Marco, vanished in the elevator going up, and we never saw them again. Wrong. I had a feeling I wouldn't see them again. The key word there for you is see. Probably. And now, let's tackle the fun reason behind all this, shall we? Hold on. First, I want to know who I am exactly. You are my future of sorts. See, I truly feel the weight of my age, so I have gone to great lengths to make you my most prized creation. One second, I want to make sure of something real quick. Okay, just want to be sure we're still recording, because the last several times I did something for this long, it just failed, and I had to go redo things all over again. Oh boy. In that sense, I suppose you're like my daughter. Even if you are a bit more like me and not my daughter, so basically, I'm a clone. If you want to take a look at what you physically are, lift this section of the wall here. Oh yeah. I still love how there's the zoomed in sections. It actually makes it feel like we're moving around the room. She moved to it. I joined her, together we removed some of the padding to unveil a mirror. Staring into it, I finally took a look at myself. Okay, so for no words in particular for those, but for foreshadowing reasons, clip, clip, hair, that's it. Okay, continue on. This will be me now, forever and always. Nobody else would look like me. Nobody else would share the same memories and experiences. So, I'm you, except younger. Yes, that's correct. You are me, but also my emptiness. You were created by both as my double so that I may live for a long time, as backup for my emptiness just in case something went awry. That is why you have been made to carry their memories. But enough about the software and the hardware. Such things are trifling compared to your name. What does my name have to do with any of this? Your name, E288. Do you know what it means? Do you know why you're called E288? Well, apparently there's a team from Fermil Lab called the E288 team, led by the Leon Letterman, who discovered the Epsilon Mason, who is designated by the letter Y. Which, 39, that's the atomic number for the Y, Deuterium, which is used in YMCB batteries, I think. Oh, God, jeez. You found that by running an online search in your head just now, did you? So basically, what we just learned here is that we got a person who looks directly like a person, organs, blood and all, who acts directly as a human, well, with probably like emotions, like maybe like less emotions depending on that. We'll probably find out later. Who can, like, if they have Wi-Fi, they can do immediate Google search with their head. So basically, they have access to so much knowledge that they can be able to, like, at a moment's notice, like a second's notice, like, be the ultimate trivia person's, like, have fun going to a TV show. You get everything right, and the TV show executives would hate you. And, and probably, like, live for so long. Like, wow. I embarrassingly nodded. Like, that's so cool. I imagine how far, like, we would be in, like, technology for that to happen in the real world. If it hasn't happened already, wink wink, nudge nudge, I'm onto you, Illuminati. Good try, but it's not like quite that. In fact, it has nothing to do with that at all. How to explain it? This may sound a little strange, but bear with me. What do you know of order and chaos? Oh, that thing again. Order is generally seen as a force of good, and chaos is usually presenting a villain's goals. Yeah, that was the themes for, like, Catherine and Catherine Full Body. Catherine Full Body is a good game. Check that out, please. Go check out the third round. It's great. Catherine with the Q. Rin. Okay. D+ for effort, but just like everything, it is more nuanced than that. Well, everything is more nuanced, apparently, because we can never truly know everything about the universe. Well, we could, but probably not to the extent of, like, you know, the person who made the universe, if there is one. In this case, when I say order, I mean entropy, and by chaos, I mean negentropy. Nice word pieces. Nice mouthfuls. I turned around to pay attention to her. What was this all about? Oh, this. And yeah, and I think they explained this earlier, too, in the original ending, but it didn't quite sink into me, and this actually makes it so much more interesting, both for this game and everything going on. The universe began its long life with a Big Bang. Nobody knows where and how it has begun, but the Big Bang has created a swirling, ever-expanding vortex. Its magnitude has never been replicated by anything except for the Big Bang. As time passes, the entropy of the universe increases. Planets slow their movements, stars break apart, and everything floats, irremediably towards one single future, the cleanest, most pristine order. Eventually, we'll reach a point everyone has called heat death. So basically, the universe is gonna die everywhere. So, like, humans die, animals die, plants die, all organic matter dies, and is rock technically organic? Well, they erode too, so I guess so. So even the whole universe is gonna slowly fade and collapse over time. So basically, everything you see in this universe is gonna die soon. Probably soon after we die too. Well, it's enough of that existential crisis. But hey, there's more existential crisis talk. That is when everything will have expended all the energy released by the universe. It will be as if everything will have been erased. No life will exist. No planets will move. Everything will be equidistant. No gravity, nothing. No God, no existence, order, or erasure. The universe cannot exist in that state. It is just that, erasure. And so, the universe will enter a secondary process we call the Big Crunch. Once the entropy levels of the universe have increased to the maximum, it will fall back into itself. And why would it do that? I don't know. The fact remains, it does. It needs negentropy, or chaos, to continue existing. The universe will collapse itself onto its center point and then reenact another Big Bang, which will bring everything back out in almost exactly the same way it did before. That is the determinism behind our existences. We have already been written on every possible detail because every atom of the universe is precisely where it had been before the Big Crunch. This is called the Eternal Return. Yeah, this was in a lexicon, which I don't think I've actually fully comprehended. It's a theory that says the Big Bang and the Big Crunch will fill up on each other forever. Eternally, the universe will reset to its center and recreate itself exactly as it was, with minute differences. Those differences make all the difference. The reason why your name's E288 is due to the machine that can identify which reset of the universe we're in since its conception. We are currently in the 288th reset of the universe. So all those different files for the save states, those are literally ending 277, 278, 287. Those are basically the different times for like how the thing ends. How the universe goes through and ends. The machine is called the Abimi. It stands for biochromatic meridian. Don't ask me what the A stands for. I have yet to figure it out. I guess we're gonna figure it out at some point. Maybe in the Heada's code or Project Forge. Been hard at work, but it's a strangely guarded secret in the MTS. Okay. My head is spinning. Congratulations, you managed to confuse an entity that can compute pulses at the speed of light. I know it is very vertiginous, but yet understand. Oh my god, I swear you're becoming more like cool with the gosh dang thing. The universe resets over and over when it reaches the end of its long life. But what does it do with any of this here? The universe is failing. For some reason, we have yet to comprehend what new differences between each reset of the universe are, exponentially growing worse and worse. There have been resets before the Abimi was created, and there will be resets after, but, suffice to say, we will not be here to see them. We've estimated that beyond the 300th reset, humanity will no longer exist. Everything will have spiraled into such a different way that our planet will not sustain life anymore. Maybe the universe will bring life elsewhere, but nobody knows. That's the third reason behind this experiment. We need to create an entity that could transfer information across the resets of the universe, if it's always forward. We need time. Timer's our biggest enemy. While the people wage stupid wars, while people are content watching television in their living rooms, playing games and watching others play games, the universe is dying. Why are you out there doing good stuff in the world? I'm just being a lazy person here, just sitting here playing a game. It's not like I'm doing much good. I'm still having a blast, though. That's all that matters. If we die, the universe may very well die with us. It will have no observers. And you, essentially, who can transfer information across resets. For some reason, when the universe collapses on its own, you can keep the information despite the ultimate compression recreating the Big Bang. This experiment here has been held around a dozen times, I believe. From the 277th reset to the 288th, we have told hard to ensure the information was carried over. Okay. Let me recapitulate in my head. The three goals of this whole event were as follows. The first goal was to create a situation where the Sally Ann test would duplicate objects and create a reality error, then thwart it so it can never be used again by the MTS. The second goal was to give Etine more staff while simultaneously punishing those who don't live adequately. Since they were young, Etine implanted herself in their heads and she now occupies their bodies to do as she pleases with her project to forge. The final reason was to create an entity that would transfer information across time. I'm starting to think that's like I think as Moon said in the Discord that literally the second the Project to Forge's official name gets released, he's thinking everyone's gonna be like, Moon, what the fuck is this? Are you serious? Just absolute shock, and I'm wondering how it's gonna be. I wonder how it's gonna be. I would be excited. That's the key word for this episode right here. Excited. Excitement. Hype. Giddy. I could transfer information across time. Somehow this required to help prevent the universe from ending once we reach the reset where humanity stops existing forever. Okay. I think I got it. So, what do I do now? Now? Now you live. I live? There's no huge plan for me? There's no ultimate destiny awaiting me? I didn't create you so that you would be stuck in the same fight against the universe that I'm in. I have created you so that you could enjoy a nice life. In other words, years of freedom at least. Eventually, the self-consistency principle will catch up to you, though. Self-consistency principle. It stipulates that we are all prisoners of our own fates, and literally the whole concept of fate and destiny literally gets my blood boiling. Because it's that whole thing. You're born to do this. You're born to do that. It's I guess the chosen hero sort of cliche stories, which I guess many people are getting slowly getting, not used to. It's a cliche, people are tired of seeing it, but I like the idea. but at the same time, I kind of hate it, because it means, like, the second you're born to do this, you're born to help do the world for this favor. Like, I guess the biggest thing I could think of for, like, you know, your fate to do this is, like, the Legend of Zelda series. Like, Link is always destined to save Zelda in some way, and, like, defeat Ganon. And beyond that, he's largely useless to the rest of the universe. Like, literally... yeah. It just feels so... I'm just getting so annoyed thinking about it. I've seen so many different stories that, like, turn that same thing in its head. Like, you know, where people try to fight back against destiny and all sort of thing. It's really fun and entertaining. I just love that idea. Plus the whole, like, the fourth wall breaking thing, like, you know, where, like, you know, an outside entity, like us, the fourth wall, is, like, watching in. Like, you know, the technically unofficial canon ending. Unofficial, uncanon ending of Virtue's Last Reward. Where, like, technically, like, the audience is, like, inside Kyle Climbs had the clone K. Like, geez, I'm so sad. I'm so mad that they didn't carry that over to the third game. Like, geez, I was so excited for that, and they decided not to do it. Like, come on, please. That was great. I just really want to see how Moon does that whole fourth wall in here, because they're setting up the exact same thing, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. And did I mention I'm excited? For something to be possible in the future, the past will accommodate it. In many years, it is possible fate will have something grim in store for you, and that it will, apparently. That or... yeah, actually. However, I have ensured you will have complete freedom for many years. Please live them out. Go to university, make friends, fall in love with a handsome boy. The choice is yours. As no one will observe you, not even God or anybody else, it will be your real freedom. Oh. No. That's actually sweet to think about. When not observed, all possibilities exist at once. I see. Cryptic as always, but I understand. In essence, you're telling me to live the life you could never have, is that correct? Yes. Our business is done here. Unless you have more questions. Let's say I'll allow you up to 3 questions. I had 3 questions. I need to make them count. What are all 8 of you going to do now? That is the biggest mystery of all, isn't it? To be clear, I don't know exactly yet. You're just gonna figure it out as you go. Our first order of business is to carry out the first preparations for Project the Forge. I will probably not live up to that point, but if I do, I will be elated. Oh boy, I wonder if she's still alive and had his code. Oh boy. There's a certain important man being held in prison. I wonder if he's gonna... No, I swear, he's definitely gotta be... He's definitely gotta be in, like... Project the Forge. He has to be. He has to be. Oh, like seriously, please. I have to rescue him at all costs, and that's whose Mark will be tracking down. Currently, we don't know where the prison is. Before I leave, there are some piece of technology I must get. The vets, for example, are one of them, and another is the machine at the center of the voting room. What you all thought was a bomb was in fact a gravity machine. And from what I know, which I'm not gonna learn, and for those who are watching this playlist entirely, it has not seen a single ounce of Hada's code yet and decided to watch this in order of how I played this, I'll leave that foreshortening up to you. And since this is being released chronologically out of order from the game, this is like, yeah, have fun. It's empty because what was inside was the mission itself. It's being prepared for future use. As for what it's for, I'll leave that up to your interpretation. I have a good interpretation, which I think I've already expressed my thoughts clear. Once I leave, I'll go into hiding. I cannot remain out in the open now that I will have visibly betrayed the MTS. Is this the same for Marco, then? For all I know, armed men are already on their way here as we speak. Make your other questions quick. No pressure, of course. What's with the cool S? What does it really mean? Oh, I think I stopped here around, actually. Oh yeah, I think I did stop here around. I don't think I've seen this. The symbol of the MTS, naturally. However, we have yet to determine the origins, and we probably never will. It's the long-standing Illuminati. It may have originated from much older reset of the universe. It's possible the MTS has been a fledgling institution a long time ago, and that's where it comes from. It most certainly wasn't big enough to construct to have been me before we reached reset 001. That may have been when the symbol was formed. I wonder, like, how our universe is, like, how many resets we are if we're gonna keep this thing going. I would understand, though, that each branch of the MTS has its own symbol. That is, this is but one of them. The Cool S branch is the biggest one of the bunch. Okay, last question. What's my name? I can't just go around naming myself E288 now, can I? Yes, and that's probably the biggest mystery of all. Ah, damn. I forgot that. She pawned her face, uncertain of how to proceed. Normally a parent gives their child a proper name. Sadly, I will not have the time to ponder on it. Since you are me, obliquely, I'll let you choose a name of your own. If you want, feel free to form something using my own name, Italian Ecofilm. Why not just make an anagram to be cheeky? I don't mind, but that's hardly an answer then. I asked you what my name was. Fair is fair. I will grant you a fourth question, but hurry, our time is short. I had to make a count. You mentioned that you had to go save someone. Why do you have to go do so, and who is it anyway? I was hoping my questions, disguised as one, would fool her. Those are two questions. I'll answer who it is, but is that fine by you? My house were squashed almost instantly. Dang it. That's just too bad. We're not gonna figure that out why, apparently. We're only gonna find out later. Yay. That won't really mean much, but I guess. I simply don't have the time to explain why. It would take too long. One day, you will know. For now, I'll tell you his name. As she spoke, she had begun walking away to the elevator, going down. I was going to the elevator going up, but I stuck by her momentarily, long enough to hear his name. It wouldn't mean much, as I said. It was just a name. Yet I really wanted to know at least one more thing, and if that thing was only a name, so be it. His name is Zachary. We skate to get in the ground. Oh, this music. I love this music so much. We skate the underground. Using the elevator to head back to the surface, I was finally allowed out. After so long, after living through 12 universe resets worth of wait, I was finally free to live my life. It wasn't an equivalent exchange. For 7 years or such, I had to sacrifice eons of death and nothingness. But wasn't that the case for everyone anyway? People didn't exist for billions of years, only to share the world for a speck of time. Several dozens of years at best, they returned to being dead. That's also... Actually, I know there's many people who think, like... the whole thing about religion, science... Like, if you think about it this way with this theory, and also for religion, if you think there's an afterlife, that's also, like, reassuring to think about. And in this case of science, the universe, like repeats over and over again. That's also kind of reassuring, because we never really disappear, huh? We'll just be slightly different each time. Each and every time. And who knows how different things will be when the universe dies and resets all over again at the very beginning. Who knows? Like, just how the multi-worlds theory is. You can be so different with different things. That's why I love this. I love these. People didn't exist for billions of years, only to share the world for a speck of time. Several dozens of years at best, then they returned to being dead. That perhaps was even sadder than my fate. At least I knew the truth of the universe. They didn't. They were bound by their own code. Their code, the code making up each and every one of us, was as different as the number of stars in the night sky, perhaps even more numerous. Ugh. Whole faint destiny thing. Yeah. Our personalities, our memories, our experiences. Our dreams, failures, successes, regrets, hopes. I was but one of them, and now I was free. And yet something nagged at me. Zachary. That name. I'd heard it before. There was something else bothering me too. While searching my memories, I found something off. It was asking me for some kind of password. The only thing I had was, what is my real name? Huh. Oh god. Oh boy! Oh, I had something planned for this, but oh, if they're doing this now, if I think I'm right, oh, then that was a waste, but I'll show it off anyway. But, and all my time, like, just thinking about it quickly, and, like, my time in Head is Code for people watching, like, I know there's two things. If this is going off of, like, our name, if this is going off E288's real name, there's literally two names I could think of, and I was thinking of, like, literally just holding off of it because of, the thing I had planned, but, I guess I had to get that out of the way now. What a cathartic way to do it solo. Well, I know before Head is Code, before I got the one hint I got from that game, which I think unraveled everything, I think... I think it all comes down to... There's two names I can think of. Before I even get the Head is Code got the hint, it was this name. Felicity Mino, Felicity Omen, whatever the last name is. It fits. A Tiny Eco Family is a 12-letter name, and this is 12 letters. And since we have characters who have weird last names, it could be that. But if we're going off the hint that E288, and also from what Head is Code is like going, that hint, and if we're going by that rule, or that hint, that assumption I'm making, then from what I've seen of, like, literally I just looked up, like, you know, a list of female girl names and just went down a list of them, like Elizabeth, or like, stuff like that. I can't remember the list now because it's been a couple days ago. I just played through the game, like, sequentially all in a single day, then I, like, had it busy with other things, so my memory is still spotty with that. But that's this is my first guess for her name. And if we're going by this is literally E288's real true name, which is an anagram of a Tiny Eco film, then could it be... Which is also a weird name. Emily Fiction. There's 3 eyes. I even have, like... I wrote so many different things down just for this. Oh, where's the envelope? What was that? I have so many different... I wrote down so many different things in an envelope. I had no more notebook paper. Like, literally, that piece of paper I keep having keep getting out of nowhere. Literally, I have no idea where that's gone either. It's gone. It's gone forever. I wrote down so many different variations. But if this is gonna be what it is, if this is what it is, and oh boy, oh jeez. I hope this is right. If this is supposed to be for her name. Seven years later, April 22nd, 2022. Where was this? She couldn't see anything. She couldn't hear anything. Was this darkness going to be her life from now on? Perhaps it would be. The self-consistency principle had caught up to her. If it was her life now, she would accept it. At first, she panicked a little, but after a few minutes of silence, absolute silence, she calmed down. Her hands touched the seat she was on. It was kind of uncomfortable. That was fair, since it wasn't meant for comfort. The seat was made of plastic. It was in a train. It was a Montreal subway train. She couldn't move. It was as though she was unconscious. It would explain the lack of vision or hearing, since she couldn't move. Her touch upon the seat was the only sense she felt. She was a Montreal subway train. It was moving. Soon, she arrived at the station. She would arrive first before anyone else. But that wasn't quite true. This girl, this ex-machina arrived in the company of someone else. In fact, they had already grabbed one of her hands. The tactile alphabet they created would serve her very well here. They asked her if she was still sure about it. She replied that she was, that she had no other choice. Very shortly, the collar she wore would take effect, and then she'd lose all her memories. Wait, what? Oh. Whoa. She would disappear. She would be erased. At least, a previous self wouldn't be. And she had God on her side. The train stopped. This was it. It was time to go. She had sacrificed too much for this to fail. She only had one shot at it. She only had one shot to save him. One shot to save Simon. Wait, what the fuck? And the box finally opened. Okay, what the actual fuck? That is a lot to take in. That is a fucking lot to take in. That is a lot. That is a lot. There's the bonuses. Oh boy. Oh, this other ones are gone. Update's gonna go through and I'm gonna check something real quick. That's the final ending, like, just to be sure. Oh yeah, we got that. Well, I think that goes to the Zachary thing, but I'm actually curious. Hold on a second. I want to see if, like, literally, if that hint was, like, the thing I had in my head was right, or would, like, any answer you give, like, that's a variation of a tiny film work. Like, would Felicity Mino work? Because then, if it makes anything right, then then I probably have no idea if it's her real name or not. But I think if we're going off that hint I think I have, then Emily Fiction would be the best name to give her. Let's just skip ahead to it. Where's my real name? Okay, would Felicity Mino work? If you don't know, write that. Oh! Wait, what happens if you do that then? I want to see. I shook off that thought. I was free. I had ample time to think of it. No use deciding now, was there? Maybe someday I'll be able to get in there. Definitely not something I should be messing with unless I use my head and crack the code by myself. Oh boy, well I had lots of free time. For now, it's time to go. I'm not allowed to see what this girl will see for the next 7.5 years. Whoa. It has been set to lock you out automatically. Wow. That is so cool! Wait, so that means my guess was right? Oh, I feel so accomplished. Well, technically it's I don't know it's technically really accomplished since that hint I got, I just looked up a bunch of female girl names start with E, then put that in, then yeah. The fiction part was if Emily was right and most of the names I thought didn't seem like it fit, like it had like some like Elizabeth, like I think that's literally the only name I could think of, like Elizabeth and Eve. I think on top of my head, like there's no V and there's no B and there's no T or H, so yeah, literally Emily was the only one that could fit. I'm just gonna call it a half win. Don't take full credit for it. Internet. Well, I mean, she has, like, Emily Fiction has internet at her disposal, like, a snap of a finger, so, like, obviously, like, if she has the power to go through the internet, then so should I, so basically, okay, feeling accomplishment back. Oh, but, oh my god, that's so cool. And since we're running so much out of time, though, from, oh boy. Wait, that goes to the secret here? Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Wait, so that goes to secret there? Oh boy. Oh jeez. Well, we've been doing this for like a long time, and I really want to make this whole ending rewrite into one singular episode, and I'll probably make that bonus thing. If it's not if the bonus is not the same thing we've seen with the Zachary thing, we're talking as Ira. If that's not the same exact thing, then I'll skip over it. But if it is, oh boy, there's gonna be another episode for that out soon. Oh boy, oh boy, oh geez, oh gosh. Okay, maybe since these two games were made to be like completely independent of each other, like you can play like Birth Me Code first and then Hedis Code, or Hedis Code first then Birth Me Code. Literally, like the hints you can get from either game can help correspond to the next game. So literally, as I'm also saying, like, this is not technically spoiling myself, but what the fuck does that mean that that she has to help Simon? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuckity fuck does that mean? What the hell? Does that mean she lost all her memories then? Oh my god. And now my thoughts are spiraling out of control. Oh. I'm so glad I stopped right there then. I'm so glad I stopped right there then, because... oh boy, if I got to the ending, like I got to the very end of this and saw that, like, oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be so cool. I'm gonna love this. It's so weird to think about how, like, after a bit into the game, I managed to figure like one of the biggest plot twists, like got annoyed, then like I immediately went back in and like, I just loved it. I loved it, like, so far, just revisiting this after so long, it just feels nostalgic, which is so cool to think about, like, aw, I just feel warm and fuzzy now. Like, jeez. Oh, it's so great. And this rewrite is amazing, by the way. Like, it's honestly astounding. Just all the concepts in here. Like, even though, like, of course, it's not gonna explain everything because, oh, if we tell you we're God watching, then it'll be spoilers. Oh, I still love that though. Whole fate and destiny. That's like a favorite kind of concepts to like think about in my head. Ah, jeez. Yeah, well, they're all. The values to trust are a different thing. This is a work of fiction. Wait. Oh my god, another thought went in my head about the beginning of oh my god. God, literally. That makes the disclaimer. I'll leave it off there, but, like, fucking Christ. Oh my god, it seems fitting that you're on here again, but oh my god, that makes so much. Oh jeez, I'm having a blast. Oh my god. This is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. And I'm gonna take all this stuff, which I can't unlearn, by the way, Hugh, into Hedis code, and oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And since it's only wanting to be one aspect of that game, I can already imagine it. How is the rest going to be unfolding? That's going to be... oh. And wait, that doesn't... that's weird to think about. In the original ending, she only mentioned Simon by pronoun? And not Zachary? What the fuck? No, it doesn't make... no, it can't be. Like, the first thought I got was just like, Simon and Zachary the same? Wait. Please don't do this. I'm going to assume that theory is wrong. I'm going to assume that, which everyone knows, if you make an assumption, it makes an ass of yourself, but if that's true, then I'll take that back and I say I was right all along. just taking what little I know from my head as code, like, I'm not going to say anything more for people watching the play this Birth Me Code playlist from, beginning to end, anything else, my own recollections and all that, then, ooh, I'm so excited. Oh, jeez. Yes! Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh. I really want to get to the end of Head's Code, and I'm gonna be eagerly waiting for Project to Forge now. Like, oh jeez, this just upped the ante for it immediately. Oh boy, I'm just sitting here for a while, just like singing my praises and like, oh, I can't do that enough. It takes so much effort just to like, it's even a miraculous thing on its own to like make your own thing and publish it out to the world and all that. Like, just that act of its own is like its own thing, and criticism, like, well, it's its own thing. Like, just the fact is, like, a piece of art or something like media is like out at all, it's probably worth more than someone's own criticism. Because it's probably just someone's own thoughts and opinions on it. And art, someone had to think so hard about different things. Like, look at the flow chart. I mean, it's, like, Jesus. Like, someone, Moon had to think of so many different ways to think about this. Different puzzles in the deduction rooms. And how they all correspond to the overall story. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, this is a masterclass of things. Like, my God. Jesus Christ. That was taking forever. Like, God, I only have so much respect. Like, it's astounding. I love it. I mean, I know this was the same thing in Zero Escape too. Like, at least for the first two games. Throwing some shade in the third game. Like, those two games must have, like, been, like, must have been so extensive to write about. The first game was obviously more simplistic to write about. And the second game, oh boy, that probably took, like I heard, like, it took over a year for Yuchikoshi to write, and literally, for him to bounce the ideas off of someone else to make sure they actually make sense in context and all that. Like, jeez. So much respect. And I'm probably repeating the exact same thoughts I had for, like, the ending of Birth Me Code, like, and just saying it all over again, like, oh boy. Oh, jeez. Like, I should probably stop right now before I, like, continue on, because, oh, wow. Oh, jeez. Like, we're already 2 hours and 30 minutes in, and that's wholly for the ending rewrite, and just my general thoughts, like, I love it. I love it to death. I'm gonna see this Bimby series to the end, I swear. Oh, it's favorite. Oh, boy. Head is going to be a blast, and Project Forge, what that name is going to turn out to be, will also be a blast, so hope you see me then. So, hope for a fun time watching as I am playing this, because I certainly am. Hope you see you next time, where the time may be, and I'll hope you have a fantastic day.